All right, Marfoogle News live in 3, 2, 1. All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam and K Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. We have really, really alarming events coming out 2 days before New Year's Eve. Obviously, a lot of you have plans. I hope that not a lot of you, cancel a lot of these. We can't be scared by this, but it is pretty crazy that this is coming out, considering everything we have talked about this year. If you've been following our show and our community, and of course other communities, then you know that there's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes with the government, with the military, with, of course, ICE and everything else. So we're going to talk about that here in a second. We're going to talk about worldwide. There are cancellations of New Year's Eve celebrations, and these are in allied countries. So this is something that's very, very alarming, including Los Angeles. They said that there was going to be an event where 5 simultaneous events were going to happen at the same time. And this is now verified by FBI. So, again, this is something that everybody predicted, and hopefully that prediction helped them, catch the bad guys, and hopefully nothing happens. We'll talk about that here in just a second, but first of all, Russia claims Ukraine tried to strike Putin's residence. Again, this is Russia claiming. So this is Russia saying that Ukraine tried to hit Putin's house. This is, again, a direct hit on Putin if this is at all true. This isn't Ukraine saying that we tried to do it. It is Russia saying that they believe that Putin was tried to, they tried to take out Putin, which is a big deal. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, basically his 2 or 3 number man, has claimed that the President Vladimir Putin's state residence in Novgorod region was the target of a Ukrainian drone attack overnight into Monday, and said that it would have implications for the peace negotiations. Well, of course. You mean the peace negotiations are going to fall apart? This is exactly what I thought was going to happen before Christmas. Now we're sitting here after Christmas, and of course, there's going to be an issue on the peace negotiations. It's all a bunch of bull. There will be no peace between Ukraine and Russia because it's part of a bigger plan. If there was peace between Russia and Ukraine, that would mean that this whole other big plan going on to spread out and to spread thin the U.S. was just complete bull. Maybe they're trying to call U.S.'s bluff that they're going to pull everybody back and not protect Europe. I don't know. But again, this is very crazy stuff. Now, before we move on, make sure to go check out EMP Shield. You have a few days left. There is the end of the year sale. We had Black Friday, 25% off, that they basically turned into the end of the year. This is the largest sale that EMP Shield has done on their products. Again, Black Friday of last year, with our $50 off, you had on top of that 20% off. So now you have 25% off and our $50 off per device discount. This is a device that will protect you and protect your cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, generators, satellite systems like Starlink, again, against an EMP strike from any adversary, and also a CME or a Carrington level event from the sun. It will ground the signal in less than 500 trillionths of a second before it's able to fry your device. Go to marfuglenews.com/EMP and make sure to use the code MARF. Anybody can wire this in. It is extremely easy. Again, it is used by DHS, DOW, FBI, Air Force, of course, the DEMSA team, so go check it out. All right, let's bring in my co-internet brother, Dex James. What is going on, and how are you doing today?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I'm doing just fine.
So we have Paris, Sydney, Jakarta, Hong Kong, just the list goes on of all of these canceled events, and they seemingly kind of relate this to what is going on in Los Angeles. Do you want to talk about the New Year's Eve event?
Yeah, celebrations on New Year's Eve have been scrapped in these cities around the world as the local authorities, they claim, fear threats in the cities from Sydney to Paris. So they're suggesting that lots of different people are going to have these problems, but many of the events started to be axed after the FBI uncovered a planned attack in Los Angeles for New Year's Eve. Agents managed to arrest 4 suspects during the rehearsal of the attack in the Mojave Desert outside the city. And speaking at a press conference early in the month, the first U.S. Attorney Bill Asai showed surveillance footage taken by a drone in which the suspects could be seen trying to assemble the threat that they were building that was supposed to be going off. Interestingly enough, here are the names of those people. They said the attorney for the 4 suspects named them as Audrey Eileen Carroll, Zachary Aaron Page, Dante Gaffield, and Tina Lai. So all of them from the Los Angeles area. And my first reaction when I heard those names was, didn't sound like they were international names, but they certainly could be, I guess. But another thing, from that, now we have Sydney, which obviously in the wake of what happened in Bondi Beach is canceling a fireworks display there in that's happening. And in Paris, they're still doing the fireworks, but they had a huge music concert that was going to be at Champs-Élysées, so they've canceled that. Tokyo has canceled plans as well, as other locations around the world now that are starting to say they have fears for these types of events going down during this time period, this holiday. So does that mean we've got something to look out for on New Year's Eve, or is this just everyone getting paranoid?
So Dex, right before this, I saw the John F. Kennedy Center. Do you know where the John F. Kennedy Center is? It just got renamed to the Donald J. Trump and John F. Kennedy Center because he's trying to save it as a national treasure. Do you know where that is? Because I read two different articles that I thought it was in
DC.
Okay, I figured it was in DC. So here's another one, right? So the John F. Kennedy, they're canceling their Christmas. They canceled their Christmas thing, and then they are potentially looking at other events and canceling because of this ban that backed out. I don't know if this is related, but I thought it was very odd, considering they could also say many other things, like if Seattle cancels its fireworks show. That in previous years where there was high threats and high alert, FBI was on high alert that we were supposedly at this really really high period last year. There were different events that were canceled. And of course they said, oh, it was for the impact on the environment, or they said it was this. They came up with a bunch of reasons to cancel a bunch of events last year. And some of them, again, may not ever come back. They might just be doing it to get rid of fireworks. They even canceled drone shows and things like this, any kind of big gatherings in certain cities. Now, we knew that there was a high threat level last year, and now it's even higher. There's going to be more that we're going to be talking about on the next show as well, especially surrounding sleepers. They're talking about, of course, New Year's Eve, but we're also talking about an event where you have Taiwan encircled. So this is exactly what we predicted. We believed that they would be doing a practice run a year before, just like Russia did with 160,000 soldiers on the border, and then next year, this same exact time, even the time period, they'll come back and really do it. We'll talk about that on the next show. But first, the president also said that he hit a facility along the shore. They're saying that they did a strike on Venezuelan shore where alleged boats end up loading up with these substances and then come over to the United States. President Donald has indicated that the U.S. has, quote, hit a dock facility along the shore as he wages a pressure campaign on Venezuela, but they offered few details. So it says they load the boats up with, obviously, substances, and, of course, this is the dock area where they load the boats up with them. So now they've actually struck Venezuelan land. So was this the one land strike they've been hinting at? We'll talk about that and much more on the next show. So make sure to join us over on Marfoogle TV. If you're sitting in the chat, all you have to do is sit there. You'll be ported over automatically. If you are watching the replay, make sure to click here. We'll see you in just a minute. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out. We all know it's gonna crash down into all of the town.